Hi guys, I do apologize for taking so long to do this review, but a lot has come up, but I'm fully back on the channel. So up until now, for almost 2 months now, I've only launched series of games on this channel. So at the weekends now, I'm going to be able to launch the game reviews and the news of the week. So for this week we're going to start with reviews. So I'm going to review F1 2021. So let's get to it. So what's new on this game? Well, a lot of things. As you can see, this is the practice run, and you get to pick and choose what type of program that you need to drive with your car to get the necessary points. Now this is F2 championship, so you won't be getting any kind of points, but you will be able to practice your car. The cars are a lot more unstable, but a lot more realistic. This is actually what's going on the real world. So it's quite complex to drive now. I will be doing a full-blown championship with F1 2021, not as a career mode, but of course my team. As you can see here, the car is a lot more unstable to drive than on F1 2020. Now F1 2020, it had a lot of drawbacks in terms of simulation. The cars were like sailing in a very gentle breeze. Right now these cars are fantastically hard to control, even with a normal controller. Now with a steering wheel and brake pedal and accelerator pedal pad, it could be a little bit easier, and I don't believe I'm saying this, it will be easier because it's so damn hard with the controller. This actually reminds me of F1 2018, in which I always oversteer in this particular corner. This one, I always steered the car right into that barrier on the right there, and if I'm not careful I'll do just that here. Now F1 2018, it was the last one to have a coherent simulation. What do I mean about that? Well, it had a sort of sense of what a car is supposed to do in real life. So if you go too far, you're going to skid. You're not going to make the corner. You're just going to go straight. It's same thing here. Let's just observe a little bit. Of course we have other views, but I always select this one. Either this one or actually the steering wheel. As you can see, I was a little bit too fast and I over calculated the speed. It's very hard to control. Well, I compare it like this. On F1 2020, your car was like a very mellow little, goldfish in an aquarium. And this one, it's a fast and furious tiger shark wanting to gnaw at your legs. So it's going to be extremely hard to control your cars. And this is an F2. It's not even an F1. An F1, you have to control the DRS, the ERS. It's tons to do.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
there's a lot of good things that this game brought with EA. I was quite afraid of EA touching this game, and we're going to go right to it as soon as I'm done with this lap and parking the car in the garage, of course. Of course, the podium bonuses are back, in which you complete objectives in the game and you gain stuff that otherwise you'd have to buy with real money. Not in-game money, real money. So, new suits, new liveries for your car, new sponsor decals, and new voices for your pilot. Yeah, you heard me right. Your pilot finally has a voice. So, in which we kind of hear it a little bit. Yeah, we kind of hear it a little bit when we are driving and come through the crossing line in first position. What happens then? Well, he gets very happy and jumps up and down, actually. No, not really. But he gets really really loud with his celebrations. When I say him, I also mean her. You can be a woman pilot here on F1 2021, as it was possible on F1 2020. I don't remember on 2019 or 2018 if it was possible to be a woman, but I do believe so as well.
You can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
As you can see here, the car, after a few laps you get the feel of the car, but you are going to crash a lot on the first few laps, quite possibly. As you can see here, I was able to not understeer there, so oversteer. Just let him go. He's not going to produce a lap or lap time because I'm going into the pits. Let me remind you that this is an F2 car, not an F1 car. We'll get to the F1s in a bit, but the driving style is almost the same, although you have to take a very close eye on the ERS, the DRS zones, and quite a few other details that you need to take into account. Weather plays a really big role. The tracks are very realistic this year in terms of wetness and whatnot. Yeah, it's quite hard. I'm not going to complete every program. There's no need on F2. You're not going to gain upgrade points like on F1. Let me just finish this, save it, and I will show you the changes on your My Team, on the multiplayer. And we have already a DLC, a free one, which brings the Portugal Grand Prix. We're going to have later this month another DLC with the Turkish Grand Prix. I think it's the Turkish Grand Prix though. Yeah, it is. So as you can see, the podium is back. If you're a VIP podium, you gain all the goodies, if not only the top shelf.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session, then here are your top three. Richardson, Sonoda and Mick Schumacher. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F2 action soon.
Okay, let's go through this, and so it is saved, so I'm going to quit to the main menu. Now, parts get worn down really quickly on my team, and also on the other championships on offer. So one of the things that you're going to have to be mindful is your driving style. Now, on your driving style, it's going to be really hard. It's one of the most difficult things. As you can see here, if it is, yeah, it is Kimi and another one with Verstappen. So, but that's next year when esports is in full swing. Be mindful one thing: the esports is the pros of the pros. I don't even think if it's allowed to enter without that rig over there on your right. You know, an F1 simulation car rig. I'm not even sure if that's possible to compete without those. And in Portugal, where I am, there is no virtual circuit, not even the one near the sporting stadium that has these rigs. It's simple computers with the pedals and the steering wheels. That's it. That's a full rig, and I've seen the prices of these things. They can range up to 400 euros, just the seat and the rig. Then you'd have to install and buy, of course, a TV there on that on those stands, and very likely, of course, buy compatible steering wheels and pedals. And I've seen those can range up to 700 euros each. They're not sold together, the pedals and the steering wheels. They're sold separately. So it's 700 euros for the steering wheel and 500 and change the pedals, because they're really precision devices. So if you have those with the certification, you can compete on esports. I don't believe you can. I'm not seeing anything on the rules, and I'm watching them now about competing with simple controllers in your hand. So multiplayer is also a must. You have the weekly events, which is this time Japan, social play that you can play with people on your friends list, ranked play. This can lead up to esports leagues. Of course, they're back. I haven't tested those yet, because all of these things have been grayed out in Portugal, at least in Portugal, for the last, well, since launch until today. Because not today, but about 2 weeks ago, actually, in which the DLC with Portugal came about. Now, that particular thing released the esports. The esports was presented like a couple of days ago, and that's when these things, the leagues and the social play and the rank play and the leagues became unlocked. It was completely I was bewildered. They launched the game with half the things grayed out. That actually means something to certain players. Now, of course, item shop is back, same way it was before, but this time there's a lot more goodies to buy. Of course, liveries, of course the gloves, the helmets, the suits, as you can see here, the icons for your brand logo, and this. Now, I would love to play this, but I'm not able to on the store. But if we go to Podium Pass, we will be able to listen to the one that I can win.
Yes, 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 guys, yes! Come on, boys!
As you can see, this is the voice you get to hear when you win a Grand Prix. This is the voice. Now I really want to win this celebration, just giving out copies of the game. This is very funny. Of course, as on F1 2020, you have the last 5 echelons completely unknown. So there might be very good goodies there, so get on to racing. Music wise, they really upgraded it, and it is fantastic. Really good music, very on cue with F1. Of course, solo play. You have the driver career that we just witnessed, and the My Team. Now, as you can see, I've been testing this extensively. The My Team, currently, I'm on Silverstone. But here's what I want to show to you guys: the customization. The car liveries, of course, it changed a little bit. The menus are slightly better. As you can see. Let's see what liveries I have available. So, quite standard ones, but I do want to find one that looks like the very old-aged. This is what I ended up with. The old time McLarens of the time of Ayrton Senna and Alan Prost. This is what I came up with. I'm sure that there are liveries that you can do this better, but I haven't found them yet. So this is it, a modern take on that old time legend. I'm waiting until the day that these colors with this specific tones, white and red with the triangular shape, come back to F1. Then I'll say that F1 is back on its heyday, because you don't need the stupid logo of Marlboro on the back of your car to paint it exactly the way it should be painted. And I want this to be on the record. I fucking hate the new colors of McLaren. You know, the orange and blue. I hate that abomination. This is the McLaren, or something very similar to this. Of course, the sponsor decals are back, and there are a couple of new sponsors, but a lot of the old ones are back as well. Now, be mindful that are certain, there are quite a few of them that are completely useless, that almost demands you to lose a Grand Prix in order to get the money from them, and there are others that are a must get. So analyze the ones that you want with the bonuses they offer. Of course, this is a gimmick car. On My Team, you really have to pay attention of what you're doing with your sponsors. Of course, there are locked liveries, because I didn't buy the ridiculously expensive collector's edition, which is Casper Hackerman and Evan Butler and Aiden Jackson. Of course, we have the deluxe one, which is shit in my view. Of course, we have all these. We have stained glass, which is on offer. This one and this one. So, of course, and you have something really new. Personal stickers. Now the personal stickers are on the halos of the cars, as you can see here. So you get to see them on most of the views of the car. As you can see, you have quotes from Michael Schumacher, the music of the game, the engineering insanity, but there are a couple that are a must, which is the game over and engineering insanity and whatnot. You know, it's a touch of personalization, which opens the windows to other personalizations that you can actually make with these beautiful cars. Of course, clothing and emotes. Let's see here. Edit. Everything's the same as before, but not this one. Here you get to pick and choose the voice of your character.
Okay, somebody want to tell me how to stop this thing? To whom it may concern, have that. Woo! That's a wrap, folks. Woo! Yahoo! Thank you. I need a moment.
As you can see, a really nice touch. And here you get to, of course, put up your own logo. This is the logo of my team, the one that I represent on the seasonal episodes that I launch on the channel. So, solo mode. Solo mode has a story mode. Believe it or not, this game has a story mode called Breaking Point. Now, this story follows the events of Aiden Jackson and Casper Hackerman and their rivalry with Butler, another fictitious character. Now, I was really on the edge with this story mode because the only two movies that came out portraying F1 was shit. One was one that I'm sure Sylvester Stallone wants everyone to forget, and another one on the 80s which was crap as well. F1 is not something that you can make into a movie unless it has a ton of action and a sort of feel of Days of Thunder. They didn't capture that at all, actually. So I was on the edge with this, but this has surprised me a lot. What a tremendous story and a tremendous ending. I'm going to do a series of Breaking Point, okay? So stay tuned to the channel. Now, career mode. You can pick out two career modes, you know, the normal pilot career and the My Team. Under My Team, you get to pick and choose everything you picked and choose last year. So no biggies there. Big change here, 2-player career mode. So you're going to need a companion to sit next to you and actually be your rival or be your teammate. Very interesting change. Would love this to be on multiplayer. So split screen, it's exactly what I explained now. You're going to need a companion at your side for the 2-player career mode. Theater, you get to see your latest performances and analyze them. News, of course, compete with esports qualification event as Carlos Sainz. Be mindful that this car livery will become available if you participate. Calendar. Now, calendar indicates you important events that go on the game and on the F1 calendar. So, showroom. You get to visit the past glories of F1. And, of course, the new glories. Be mindful that the old cars, Ayrton Senna, those stayed on F1 2020. I don't know if they're going to be added later on, but I would love them to be. Those are cars that belong to every game of F1. Especially the cars from Schumacher and Ayrton Senna. So a lot of changes came this year. A couple of teams dropped, Renault one of them, but other teams popped up. So Williams is back with a new car livery, gorgeous, one of the best, I might add. And let's hope for. I always cheer for Williams. They're always the underdogs nowadays. Would love these guys to be back on top. They're missed. Haas F1 team, simple, sharp. My personal favorites and the ones I always root for. Alfa Romeo, gorgeous car, beautiful car. Alpha Tauri, back with their traditional colors of really deep blue and white. F1 is not F1 without Ferrari. And we get to see this here. Beautiful car as always. Brand new team, Alpine or Alpine. This is okay. Let's bring this forth. Alpine is just the brand of Renault for supercars. Okay, this is Renault, but I do love that they dropped the Renault name and are fully adopting the Alpine logo. This demands F1. This name is characteristic with speed. Aston Martin, finally Aston Martin came out of the shadows to play with the big boys. So, wonderful car with Vettel as main man. I'm still waiting for him to gain an F1 race, but here's hoping. McLaren, I've already said my justice over this car. This is rubbish. This is complete shit. Come on, boys, just put the red and white as on the old days, and you're set for the most beautiful car out there. Red Bull, be mindful that Red Bull is going to have more liveries this year because they're going to release on the next real Grand Prix the white version of this livery, which is beautiful. And of course AMG Petronas Formula 1 team. Hamilton's current champion. As you can see, beautiful as ever, very clean, very sharp. Very, I consider this a very German car because it's clean, sharp, doesn't mess about with the painting. Yeah, nice. Of course, F2. Now, F2 is a little bit more distinct because every man has his own sponsor. So, Sean Galahel, not sure if I'm pronouncing it well. As you can see, from one AMS pilot to the other, the sponsors change completely. And even the colors change completely. The Virtuosi, as you can see, they change. Mostly this is because of the driver academies. So this driver academy, I don't know which one it is. I think it is Williams. I do believe it is Williams. It's either Williams or McLaren. This one, it's slapped right there, Williams. So the other one is quite possibly McLaren. This is Renault. This is Ferrari. And I do mean the sponsors of the academies. So one is sponsored to Renault. Quite possibly this guy has the possibility to go to F1 on Alpine. This guy has the chance to be at least a test pilot for Ferrari in the first years. So Renault Sport Academy and Ferrari. That goes without saying, these guys are the academy, the Red Bull. This guy, I have no idea, something. This is a... Okay, this guy is Williams Racing. This is really odd. They didn't change the livery all that much. But you get the idea. Each car is different. Now, these are the player cars. I only have that one. So, and that's it. This game has a lot to explore. I do mean a lot. Is it worth the money? Absolutely. Buy it. This is a must-have. The game is a little bit harder than the latest iteration on 2020, but what a tremendous game. 0 to 10, 10. Come on, this is F1. Yeah, absolutely 10. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow we're going to have the newsreel. I hope you guys will enjoy that as well. I'll see you guys next week. Now that I'm fully back, fully active on this channel again. Reviews writer, sign up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a like on the videos. I would appreciate that immensely. Also leave a comment. I try to respond to everyone. So let's get to it. Let's get back into the channel full speed, and next week will be Diablo 2 Resurrected. One of the classics is going to come back. See you guys then. Ta-ta.